Warning! You're watching Dr. Todd Lee TV, where theoretically you could learn a bunch of cool shit.
So, gonna prepare my intra workout, IGF-1. This is 3 weeks out. So I haven't made this IGF-1 yet. Well, you know what? I'll use this deal. So today we're going into lats, so I only have to do 2 shots. It's not like biceps and triceps where it's 4 shots. This needle's still clean because it is still sterile. So I'm gonna put this back. Now these are half cc 30 gauge. 1 for each lat. So this is 50 micrograms. This is injectable pre-workout. The sample sent to me from Heavy Research. And I should put more air into it because this is going to come out slow as fuck. Hopefully that gets edited. Because this is a 0.5 milligram per milliliter. In this is L-citrulline, L-arginine, L-ornithine, L-carnitine, carnosine, and glycine. This one's done. I should have put air in this fucker. I'll put air in the next one. Not let that happen again. Alright. This one will put air in and it'll come out much faster. Or that was the plan. It's not really happening. So in the future, I'll probably either use a thicker gauge syringe so it's not 30, or I would put a lot more in this, like maybe 5 cc's worth of air. People are like, oh, he said cc's, I thought you hate cc's. Well, I'm not going to be putting in any amount of milligrams of air, fucktards, because it is appropriate to measure gas by volume. It's just not appropriate to measure medicine by volume. Oops. I actually forgot the active. That would have been a pain in the butt. Go through all that and then forget the active. Alright. We're off to the races. Put these in my pocket. And zip up the pocket. There we go.
We're here at Planet Fitness because it's really chill and there's no power lifters slamming their weights, so it doesn't get in the way of filming, and the music's not super loud, so it doesn't get in the way of filming. So I'm actually able to give instruction. So this is my new upper routine. I'm 3 weeks out. There's these different grips up here. That one right there is going to be mostly upper lats, rhomboids, and rear delts. This one right here is going to be more lats. This one is my favorite for lats, and that hurts my elbow, but would be good for some people's biceps and lats. So today I'm going to do 2 sets right here. And I went back and I looked at pictures from me from the stage. And in 2012, my lower lats were amazing. And in 2024, my lower lats were pretty much non-existent. And I think the biggest difference is in 2021, I still had pretty good lats. And I was able to do 15 pull-ups at 215 pounds. And then this off season, I was able to do like 6 pull-ups. So I'm going to basically reincorporate pull-ups as the primary motion. And then from here, we're going to go do the single arm cable thing that Janecki showed me, which is my new favorite way to train single arm lats. All right. Now I'm also gonna like to hang after every set to open the lats up. That was a good set. I think I got 8 plus 1. Maybe it was 9 plus 1. I don't remember. We'll have to look at the tape and find out. But I felt a lot of lat stretch deep down in the lower lats. And I could feel lat contraction. If I do the other grips, I feel it on the upper lat, but I don't feel it down that lower lat that really matters, where I put my IGF-1, because that's what matters right now is lower lats. Lower lats and quad sweep, of course, bigger arms. Probably at least another year or two before I get better symmetry. But I think the symmetry is better. And my skill at hitting the lower lats, my skill at hitting the quad sweep, my skill at training arms has improved, and it shows. But Rome wasn't built in a day. So we got at least another 2 minutes of rest. I don't count the stretch as a rest because the muscles are still activated to some degree. You can't just stretch for 2 minutes and then start another set and get the same amount of reps as if you completely get off the machine. Hopefully nobody has a problem with us using a camera here because it is such a better environment without powerlifters slamming their weights. All right, it's been 2 minutes. I think that was 6 plus 1. Holy shit. John Jewett, hey man, it's been a while since we chatted. Want to finally make this happen and see if you want to come on our podcast and we can talk about drugs, but I would love to. No podcast I'd rather be on. That's so fucking cool. I look up to John Jewett so much. I would say that aside from me, John Jewett is probably like the best there is in the PD space when it comes to smartest bodybuilder in the world, best bodybuilding educator in the world. It's John Jewett. So the fact that he invited me on his show rather than just asking to come on mine, but he actually invited me on his, that is such a big deal. Holy shit. So we're going to move to the next station. So it took me a couple weeks, but I really got the hang of this Janicki style of training. Specifically, this exercise is now my favorite way to engage the lats. So I'm going to do a set, and then I'll talk about what I did afterward, because it's so technical. It's unlikely anyone really figured out how to do this unless they were instructed, because I tried to teach myself from watching Eric's videos, and I sort of got it, but until he showed me in person, I didn't really feel it right. So I'm gonna do a warm-up set really quick. Lose strength by doing the pull-ups first. But what I figured out Thursday was I use the exact same weight, whether I do this first or second. But obviously if I did this first, I couldn't do the pull-ups. These pull-ups are super fucking hard. So I got 8 and then 6 plus 1 over there. Typically I can get 12 here, or good 12 for 2 sets. So it's so technical. Your wrong muscles will jump in. So first of all, if you pull straight, it's going to hit the bench. So it's got to be pulled out at an angle, which means the way that I get in this is I get my knee here. My calf is leaning on this. My butt's completely off. My body length, my body is positioned out here, really. I'm not pushing on this to brace. I'm pulling to support my weight. And I'm letting it pull me forward and I'm pulling it back. So I'm not allowing internal rotation. I'm keeping it externally rotated. I'm not straightening my elbow, because if I straighten my elbow, it has to internally rotate. So the elbow stays bent and I'm pulling the elbow down, and then I'm arcing my back to bring the elbow back. Then I'm driving my elbow forward, then I'm letting it come up. So it's like this. It's super technical, but that keeps the tension on the lat the whole fucking time. It never lets it up. If you do full range of motion like this, you're getting rhomboids, rear delt, tricep, everything's getting involved. Your lower lat, I don't feel it. Certainly not on my right side. My left side a little bit, but not my right side. You know what? We're gonna try 85 pounds. So we did pull-ups, neutral grip, and this is my first day of this. This is a brand new logbook. So I'm not ego lifting today. I was 180 this morning, 8 reps the first, 6 plus 1 the second. And then this is Janecki single arm pull down. And we got on the bar 85. All right, let's see how this goes. Hopefully I'll be able to get 12. I don't know if they look good to you, but I felt total stimulation of my lat the whole time. On the 3rd rep, I thought maybe this is too heavy, but I just hung in there. And I think I got 12. I don't know if they were good on the outside, but I felt lower lat stretch, and on the stretch position, felt the lower lat, the entire contraction phase, the whole isometric phase, and I drove my elbow away from me and drove my chest down to get a good stretch on the eccentric. I would say from like the 3rd or 4th rep on, I had constant tension on the lat, all the way at the very bottom where it matters. That could have been the best right lat set of my life. That was hard as shit. I gotta catch my breath and then I'll do my right side, my left side. I think I got 11 on that side. It is a finesse move. So if I only get 11 reps with the left arm, that means that I want to get at least 12 reps with the second set. I don't want to lose reps on the second set. We're close enough to the show to where work set, back off set per exercise is plenty volume if you're doing 4 exercises. I don't need to be doing 9 straight sets to failure with the same loads.
Gives a fuck about beliefs. Who gives a fuck about yes. Who gives a fuck what you say? Who gives a fuck what you It's a cloud.
I think that was 13. Exercise is definitely the most technical thing I do all week. This and the sissy hack squats is super technical. The belt squats with your feet on the semi-roller, that's also really technical too. So we're done with this. Now on to low row machine. It doesn't have as much stretch as I would like, but it's really good. I think I've been getting like 12 reps or so with a stack. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna wrap around and get a lot of upper back. I'm gonna try to stretch the lat out, drive the elbow down as I drive my chest up, arc my back, and try to pull my elbow behind me a little bit. Whether it's gonna happen is a different story, but that's the idea. Trying to keep it on the lat. By driving with my heel down and my butt back, I'm able to stretch it out through the lower lat better. Nine reps. I got 10. I'm sorry, what?
240 he did. That time was 11.
That's why I come here, is that the machines count your reps for you. And it's also got a timer. It's 11 reps, 19 seconds. You're probably wondering, why is he doing the whole stack if he's only getting 9 reps? I was getting 12, but every time I go up weight on the previous exercises, I'm that much more tired when I get here. So I have less in the tank, which is something you do. Like if you are repping out with a stack, it doesn't mean the exercise is bad. Just move it back in the roster. The best explanation would be this. Like in Final Fantasy, if you had 12 people you could assemble for a party and you have 4 people you use all the time, they're going to be like so many levels ahead of everyone else. So what you should do is whoever's the highest level, you rotate them out and rotate in someone who's the lowest level. So your first stringers, you got 4 first stringers, 4 second stringers, 4 third stringers. Pull out your leader first stringer, the captain. So you've got your second, third, fourth, and 12th best person at all times. You see how that works? Then no one gets left behind. No child, what is it? No child left behind? No character left behind? Because I found that out in Final Fantasy 2, where I couldn't use my first string team. I had to send my B string, my B team in. The B team sucked ass. They were so underpowered. All right. So this is my all-time absolute favorite machine for upper body. I don't know why it's so great or why no one else has ever thought of doing a chest-supported cable. It's so good. You want to get lower lats? Bring it up. You want to get upper back? Bring it down. You could do this with the seat on 1. You could do this with the seat on 7. We're going to do this with the seat on 3. It's so good. People really like to wipe the equipment down with cyclohexane. Cyclohexane's a known carcinogen, especially if it gets in your eyes and your nose and mouth. And people are going to say, well, don't put it in your eyes, your nose, and mouth. Well, if you didn't inadvertently touch your face constantly, you wouldn't have to worry about viruses going in your eyes, nose, and mouth now, would you? So if you're going to touch the equipment and get viruses and then touch your eyes, nose, and mouth, why wouldn't you touch the equipment and get cyclohexane in your eyes, nose, and mouth? So I personally would rather not get cancer and have my immune system fight off viruses. So I always tell people not to wipe down the equipment. I don't want cancer from the cleaning solution. Some of you notice how slow and in control that was. That's because I'm in the end of the workout. And so my nervous system's like ready to do perfect reps. There's no anxious stimulus to hammer the weights. But whatever it's called. So this is the matrix upper back cable row. Is that what it's called? Fuck if I know. That's just what I call it. And then we did 130 for 9. I'll put 9 plus 1 because I thought I got 10. And I'm going to drop it down to 120. Now, I shit you not, you'd expect my rhomboids to be sore from that, right? After one set, it's plausible. My upper traps, my upper lats are also hit like that. So even though you're like, well, you kind of ignored your upper lats this whole workout. This thing hit them so hard because I was adducting the humerus, externally rotating, and then I was driving down with the elbows, and I was driving back with the elbows. I wasn't just pulling. I wasn't just retracting the scapula. I was adducting the humerus, externally rotating, driving the elbows down as I was. And then you'll notice I sat back and leaned forward to do that better. Oh, it's murder. Even without weight, just flexing the muscles. Not big ranges of motion, but big mind-muscle connection. Big stimulus. Okay, here we go. Last set of back for the day. That's it. 3 reps. I've never had that much of a drop off between the first and the second set on this exercise before. I've done from 12 to 8, but never dropped the weight and then only gotten 3 reps. So that wasn't even an effective set, but holy shit. My upper lats are on fire right now. So we're done with back. Technically chest is up next, but we're gonna do rear delt so I don't have to stand in line for the equipment twice. Because nothing's more popular in the gym than a fucking pec deck. Because people get to work their chest while they're sitting, which is their favorite thing to do. Everybody's so hyper-focused on chest. So there's mixed feelings about stretching. In theory, if you stretch while you're training or before you train, the sarcomeres are opened up past the Z line, I think it's called. The actin myosin filaments are no longer in contact, which allows mechanically the calcium to leak in from the sarcoplasmic reticulum, which decreases the ability of the 2X fibers from contracting maximally. However, if you've got tight muscles that aren't allowing it to release in the first place, you have to stretch the muscle enough to where it can actually contract. Think of rigor mortis. Like a spider that's curled up on its back like this, if you flipped it over, it's not gonna be able to walk around. You gotta stretch it out enough to where it can actually articulate. So if I've got a really tight right side and I keep stretching my right side, I'm trying to get it as limber as the left. So I don't even know what I got, but this is a trick that I used to use that I haven't used, but I'm going to start using today. There's no reason you can't superset your rear pec deck with your regular pec deck, especially if you're doing it before chest. This is how I built all my chest strength, and I don't do it anymore. Just like how I don't do pull-ups and my lats disappeared. When I had really strong, big chest, it's when I would do reverse pec deck, supersetted with pec deck, and then go Smith bench. I used to do it guillotine style, and that was my all-time strongest when I was 42. Not a lot of weight, not a lot of reps. Not too long ago, after seeing Eric, I got up to 140 for 20, but I wasn't feeling the stretch as good in the pecs. So I lightened it up, focused on holding that stretch. When I'm in the stretch, almost pushing my scapula out, keeping my hand as externally rotated as possible, elbow straight, and bringing it across like a karate chop. If it hurts up in here, I'll make some adjustments, but the goal is to stretch this out so it stops hurting before I get to the pressing. Yeah, the chest information, the lat information, the tricep information, definitely the quad and the hamstring stuff from my training video with Eric was well worth the money of flying out to LA to train with him. That was probably like a 30 grand value. It's probably one of the best training sessions I've ever had. So if you haven't checked it out, check out the video 9 weeks out with Eric Janicki and memorize everything he says, because that was extremely, extremely, extremely valuable. So 3 sets of rear delts and 2 sets of pec deck. So rear delt, pec deck, rear delt, pec deck, rear delt, pec deck, you're done. I mean, vice versa. Rear, pec, rear. I just did it wrong this time. Very humbling. You ever notice that people will say it's humbling, but they won't say it's humiliating? To me, it's the same thing. So this is a shoulder thing, but with the amount of arch I do, it's an upper chest thing for me. Just stretch the chest out, got it good and limber. This semi-roller is going to get me a better range of motion so I can really stretch out the pecs. These are really comfortable grips. I really can get my chest better here than I can in almost any machine in Umbra. And then right here, I'm able to really get the arm in so close, it just explodes that tricep. I can only get like 5 or 6 reps with it, but holy shit, it's like a JM press that's machine loaded. It's so good. This is one of the best ways to hit my triceps. So I've got 2 sets of flies, 4 sets of presses. So theoretically it's 6 chest sets, but you're getting a little bit of triceps here and a lot of triceps here. So I'm getting a little bit of tricep volume, even though there's no direct tricep work today. I do triceps before legs, and it's all isolation shit. Oh. The downside of the semi-roller is it slides all over the fucking place. If you look, you can see that it's off center. Joe Bennett gets around this by banding it down. Joe Bennett also has a private studio, so he can leave things where he wants them. Now my triceps on fire right now, right in through here, because the lat's tight. So I'm gonna have to stretch my lat out to loosen up my tricep. So that second set didn't hurt my elbow nearly as much because I stretched out my lat really good. Now we're doing the closer grip. I usually go through this too fast because my lungs recover before the muscles do. Because compared to back, chest is so easy. That's why everybody and their brother comes into the gym and does chest first. It's because they're lazy. That legs and back is hard. The rest of it's just fly. If it wasn't for this fucking machine counting my reps, I would have no idea how many I did. This machine is a little awkward to get into. I kind of caused my upper right trap to spasm trying to use it. My massage therapist can't figure out how to work this trap and release a knot, so it's just getting worse week after week after week. I'm excited when we go to Texas because the massage therapist down there lifts weights. So I think she'll be able to understand what I'm doing. Whereas in Michigan, there aren't any massage therapists who actually lift weights. They think they know strongman, but that doesn't mean shit to me. I don't give a fuck about strongman. If you don't do bodybuilding, you don't know how to lift weights. This is not a technical piece of equipment, but it's highly technical how I do it. First, I go to setting 3. I put on 120, and I'm gonna push my knuckles out and scrape out, chest up, with a little bit of internal rotation. And that's what's gonna get the middle delt. Some of you are wondering, why do I do one arm at a time? One, these are the fulcrums. My clavicles are not that narrow. My fulcrums would have to be here and here. 2, see how much give there is? There's no tension in the stretch position. So in order to create tension in the stretch position, I have to take the slack out. Now, every time I've ever tried this to show someone they do it wrong, I'm using the length of this bone to support this. I'm not using any muscles to do it. I've got my arm, my leg out of the way, so I get more range of motion. The chest up, push my fist out. Alright, it's 11 plus 1 maybe. Right there. This is where the knot is. I can feel it. I'm making good time, man. When we get here, like 1, we got started right around 1. We're almost done. We got 2 more sets here, and then 3 sets in there. We already did the hanging because I incorporated the pull-ups and hanging together. And we already did rear delts because I supersetted the rear delts with the pec deck. Super efficient training. Nobody's in here. It's a Sunday. At 2:30 in the afternoon, no one's here. Intensity is now at a 0, which is what sucks about long ass workouts, is that after about 90 minutes, there's no way you're still in it. After about an hour, you're not even really in it anymore. But if you're really tired, you don't want to go home, and because you can't relax after workout 1, knowing you got workout 2 to go back to. So you're better off just... So then the common sense approach would be then to do 6 1-hour workouts, but then you don't have any rest days. So probably the optimal way to do it on paper is upper, lower, off, and keep your workouts under an hour. I just don't know how that's even possible. The reason why I like doing the Bayesian curls here is that normally when you do 2, you're like flopping all over the place. Here I can grab one post and do one arm, and then grab the other post and do the other arm. On 17 is the best weight. Oh, you can't, because it comes at a weird ass angle. Oh well. Try this. That was 27, not 17. Fuck. No wonder why it felt so heavy. 27. Well, I got 11 with 27. It felt like shit. Much better sensation on the bicep. Normally I would want to hang in between sets, but for some reason, every single time I'm ever here doing this, there's a line for this and there's a line for that pull-up station. But they're not doing pull-ups, they're doing some ab thing on their phone. So I want you to think about what you want to listen to in the car, because we could listen to J3 University and just I have it on the app, so it's downloaded to my other phone, my Droid. So I sign in and play that. You can watch it. I can't watch it while I drive, but you can watch it, and could put it on a laptop, could put it on a tablet. The other thing is I can listen to Audible through the car. So if there's a certain book you want to listen to that you think would be productive for us. Surprisingly, there's not any bodybuilders who write books about being bodybuilders. There's Israel's book about bodybuilding, but not like someone like John Jewett or Derek Lunsford or Hadi Chupin. They don't have books talking about a prep. Like the Motley Crue's The Dirt, I could write a book on every prep and it would have crazy dramatic shit involved in every prep. Like I could make a story, and everyone thinks they're interesting. I actually am interesting, that I would be, and I'm actually a good writer. But that's one idea, or we could listen to The Dirt, or like anything we want. Last one prep I listened to Fortitude by Dan Crenshaw, American Sniper by Chris Kyle, You Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And that really helped me get through that prep. That was a really hard prep. Got one set left, I think. Did I do 2 right, 2 left already? Yeah. All right. Yeah, when I did this with the 27 pounds, it hurt like hell. I thought, well, I'm obviously overtrained because doing bicep 5 times a week and triceps 5 times a week is too much. Even if it's just a little bit. 3, 6, off. 3, 6, 3, off. But my biceps are slightly sore for the first time in months. When I was doing 6 3 times a week, my arms weren't sore at all. When I started incorporating these here at the end of upper body day, so I've got like 3 direct sets of biceps and 4 indirect sets of triceps on upper, and then 6 and 6 direct on lower. Maybe that's too much, but it certainly isn't too little. So I've got 30 minutes of cardio to do left today. I like the cardio equipment here, and I'll explain why in a moment. So I like this because I can go backwards, whereas in a normal elliptical machine, you can't go backwards. And I'm getting a lot of lateral quad when I do this. So one could argue, well, whatever you're using doing cardio is going to burn off. If that was true, the stair mail wouldn't be the preferred form of cardio by people like Hani Rambod. The idea is that whatever you're stimulating doing cardio, you'll eventually burn it off. Well, the counter argument would be whatever you stimulate doing cardio, you're going to retain. So if 1 or 2 days a week I get 20 minutes or something post upper body workout in here, I don't think that's going to really hurt my leg performance. It hasn't so far. So you can also adjust the incline and make it more like a reverse Stairmaster. I just love this piece of cardio equipment. Usually my phone gets a lot of phone calls while I'm training, and I just put on my headphones and I get over here, and this is like my office, and I call patients back and answer their questions while I'm doing my post-workout cardio. Then from here, I can then go and do the tanning. And then from that, I can do red light therapy or the massage chair, which those are amenities that are not available at other gyms. Now, this particular Planet Fitness, I don't like their leg equipment, but the one that's closer to my house in West Bloomfield, I don't like their upper body equipment, but they've got great lower body, the best leg extension, the best lying leg curl. ever. And then all the Planet Fitnesses just got in hack squats. So I can start doing sissy hack squats. And they also have hammer strength leg press, which is a particularly easy leg press. But if you put the semi-roller on it, it shouldn't be that easy. Likewise, you could do the horizontal leg press and put the semi-roller on that, and it won't squirt you out like the normal leg press does squirt you out. I could, in theory, do every workout at a Planet Fitness and be completely content. Many preps, many preps, I'll end the year at a Planet Fitness because I'm much less likely to get approached at a Planet Fitness than I would be at a Powerhouse. People ask questions and stuff, or people want to ask you about your show, or they want to tell you what they think of your look. And I think too much positive reinforcement makes you lazy. And none of those gyms, except for Umbra and RTB, have posing rooms. But Powerhouse gyms, there's no filming, there's no posing. I mean, you can pose in the corner with your shirt off and no one complains, but they don't have a designated posing room. They have an aerobics room, but we're not allowed to use it for posing, which makes no sense. In the end, if you're gonna be at a gym that you can't pose, but it's got tanning, it's got phenomenal cardio equipment, it's got massage chairs, it's got red light therapy. I mean, the Planet Fitness is worth $20 a month for anybody. Even if all you do is you come in and you tan and use the massage chair, or you do fasted cardio, whatever, if you don't have cardio equipment at home. One of the best decisions I ever made was buy an elliptical for my home so I can just wake up and do fasted cardio at home. It makes your life so much easier. When we're out of town, rather than Airbnb-ing it, because we're gonna have cardio to do, I'm just gonna go to the extended stay hotels with a kitchen and a bedroom for each me and Kai, so that I can go downstairs and use the elliptical machine downstairs before every morning fasted. And if someone's on the elliptical, then I'll use the Stairmaster, or I'll use the treadmill or the bike until they're off the elliptical. For upcoming preps, I'm probably gonna do the Stairmaster instead, because it's just so much more lateral quad stimulation. I have a feeling it's either gonna drastically hurt or drastically help quad development to use the Stairmaster. I'll get Dom's take on it, see what he thinks. I'm sure he'll say it probably doesn't matter.
How often are you tanning right now?
I try to tan every workout, and I stopped using Melanotan because it was giving me a headache. So I'm probably getting paler am I getting paler even though I'm tanning every day?
You look a little bit paler.
Okay, I gotta start using Melanotan again then. I'll start today. I still got 2.5 weeks. That's plenty, because I got down to like a 1/4 milligram and it was still making, once we were in LA, I got out of the habit of taking it. So I've only been off of Melanotan for a month, but this is when it really matters.
What are your calories at right now?
It's 285 protein on a low day, 135 carbs on a low day, 41 grams of fat on a low day. So what is that? That's 420, 1680 plus 369, 1750, 2050, 2000. No, it should be like 1900. It should be under 2000. It's like 1980 calories on a low day. High day is 3300. High day is 440 carbs and 56 fat. So about 1200 extra calories from carbs and an extra 135 calories from fat.
Have you started bringing down your estrogen?
Yeah, that was a while ago. Once we concluded for sure 55 was what the DHB was not affecting estrogen, I put in 30 EQ to bring it down further. It came down to like 14, then brought the test from 80 down to 70, which probably brought the estrogen down to 12. And then recently the EQ went from 30 to 45. So that will probably drop the estrogen down to like 6 or 7. And then considering that there's 50 Winstrol on board. There's almost no, I'm basically very dry and brittle right now, but I'm also very strong. I thought I got gyno like overnight, and I couldn't figure out why. I thought maybe it's because I did a loading dose of Tren. When my Tren went from 30 to 40, I ran 60 for a couple days to get it up to where 40 would be, then pulled back to 40. I thought maybe I thought so. Yeah. And then yesterday I noticed you could see it through the skin, and then it's gone today. So I think it was just a pimple. But I blasted 40 tamoxifen for 2 days. So I don't know if I just fried this instant gyno I created by front loading the Tren increase, or if it was because I switched from oral Winstrol to liquid Winstrol, and the liquid Winstrol wasn't mixed right, because I switched from the liquid back to the oral Winstrol the same day. I put in the tamoxifen, and within 2 days, it's completely gone. Like, completely gone. It's crazy. So, I don't know why tamoxifen would clear up a pimple that fast. But either I got the fastest case of breast cancer in the world, or I had a pimple. Anybody else would have no idea what to do. They're like, I gotta pull out from the show. Or they would so overdo everything. And it's just like, nah. I got this. I almost took a needle and stuck it through it just to see if I could drain it, because tumors don't drain. But I was like, well, let's give it 3 days. Because the only place I could get gyno would be the nipple, because that's the only place where there's glands left. So it was like literally below the right nipple, there was like an extra nub. I was like, I got a witch's nipple. Like, I didn't know if I made a pact with the devil when I was sleeping to win the show or some shit, and I got a witch's nipple. A lot of people don't know what that is. But a witch's nipple was like the #1 way to tell if a woman was a witch. Which really just meant that there was a way for these puritanical Christians to like rip women's clothes off to look at their tits, because they had to inspect them to see if they had 3 nipples. Gotta love the buckles. The buckle-headed assholes. There's nothing like strict religion to make men abuse the fuck out of women.